Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold on. Did Andre Drummond just win his team the game by making his free throws?
B.I.G.
What's up, you guys? We're back with another video. If you're new to this channel, this is Ballin' Fantasy with NKB. I'm your fantasy guy, Naquanta, aka NKB, and this year we're going to be talking all types of tips and tricks to help you win your fantasy basketball league. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about a special phenomenon that's happening right now in the NBA, and as probably at the moment, probably one of the biggest talked about stories, and that is Andre Drummond looks like a decent free throw shooter now. And we're not just talking about an anomaly or just a fluke of games that he's making these free throws. It looks like he really worked on his strategy and his form and technique, and he's actually knocking them down. And on the year, he is a 78% free throw shooter. Now, that's not amazing, but it's not terrible either. He's shooting the free throw better than some guys that would sort of shock you. And I'll talk about that a little bit later on in the video. And I'll also show you his form and compare it from his old shooting form to his new shooting form, just to show you how he has changed his mechanics in order for those free throws to go down. Just this last Friday, the Detroit Pistons were up against the Milwaukee Bucks, and Andre Drummond knocked down 14 of 16 free throws.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one.
14 of 16. That is very, very important. And here's why. His confidence is through the roof right now. With free throws, it's all mental. It's basically a mental battle. If you're a bad free throw shooter, when you go up to the line every single time, and once you see those things clang off the side of the rim, you just lose all confidence. But once you start seeing them go down, you are just mentally prepared to take that next shot and watch that next shot go down. And that's exactly what Andre Drummond did. That's what he's been doing since the beginning of the season. And another important fact is that he's going to stay in the game now. He's going to have more minutes. When he was shooting terribly at the free throw line, Coach Stan Van Gundy would take him out of the game because teams implemented the strategy of hack a Drummond. That's when they would foul Andre Drummond. As soon as the possession started, he would go to the free throw line, miss both free throws, and it's basically like the other team gained a possession because DeAndre Drummond's team, the Pistons, wouldn't get any points. He would miss his free throws, and the other team would get the rebound, and they'll be back down on the other side of the court. And that was a huge detriment to his team. But since he's making these, the coach has confidence in him. He has confidence in himself. Teams cannot foul him anymore to implement that hack a Drummond strategy. So he's just gonna be really, really effective for his team now. And that also means that he's effective for your fantasy team. That means that he's not going to bomb your free throw percentage for your lineups, because just going back 2 years ago, he had one of the worst free throw shooting games of all time. He shot free throws 36 times and he only made 13 of them. That's 30%. And that is a huge number of free throws to shoot and a huge number to miss. And with those numbers and that terrible of free throw percentage, that really tanked your whole week if you had him at that time. And it didn't matter what any of your other players did. It didn't matter if all your other players were 100% at the free throw line. Just him taking 36 shots. He's not doing that anymore. He's actually knocking them down. He's actually getting you above 75%. Like I said, he's going to be in the game more. That means more production. That means more rebounds, more points, more assists, more steals, more blocks. And so this overall is just a really, really good look for Andre Drummond and a really good look for your fantasy team if you have him. And that also means that you got yourself a first-round player in the 5th round. Andre Drummond was going in the 5th round because of his terrible free throw percentage. Still, 5th round is pretty good. He produced stats all across the board. And now that he's added decent free throw shooting to that, you got yourself a steal right there. And I don't think you should trade him high. I don't think he's going to trail off. I think with his new shooting mechanic, this is the real deal. His coach Stan Van Gundy said it's not a surprise to him that he's shooting this well. And let's take a look at this video just to show you his new mechanics. As you can see here on the left side, he is basically standing straight up. He's shooting the free throws with all arms. On the second side, he's actually bending down. He's raising up with his arms. He has the ball pointed out and he has a clean follow through. So as you can see right there, his free throw shooting form has changed tremendously. And with this form, it's a fluid motion and they're going down. And there you go, guys. Andre Drummond, one of the worst free throw shooters in NBA history, turning it around and becoming a great free throw shooter right in front of our eyes. This is just amazing. I'm really proud of him for taking that next step and becoming a decent free throw shooter. Hopefully he can become a great free throw shooter. If he does, if he keeps this up, next year, you'll be taking Andre Drummond in the first round. Now let's talk about a few of the players that he's actually shooting his free throws better than this season. First player is really upsetting to me, John Wall, one of my favorite players. The other, Russell Westbrook. And the last, one of the best free throw shooters to ever step foot on the court, Kyle Korver. Yes, he's shooting his free throws better than Kyle Korver right now. Now, I might be being a little bit hyperbolic about the Kyle Korver comparison because Korver has only shot 4 free throws this season and he's made 3 of them. So his free throw percentage is 75%, while Drummond's right now is at 78%. So I don't expect him to shoot his free throws better than Kyle Korver, but Russell Westbrook and John Wall, he actually has a chance to outproduce them in free throw percentage this year, which is actually crazy. Those guys are absolutely struggling at the moment with their free throws. They are much better than this. But if Andre Drummond can keep up what he's doing and actually improve a little bit, I think he'll be right there with those two, which is actually crazy. Nobody would have thought these sentences would even be being said at the beginning of the season. So kudos to Andre Drummond. That's the end of this video. Good luck to your fantasy teams this week. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe, leave a like, and I'll catch you all next time.